Sir, we've arrived at the J line. Good. Go ahead and put out the buffet and serve refreshments.
Is this World of Warships?
Shut up! You're disturbing the fish.
Sir, all of our destroyers are dead.
Well, that's it, boys. Time to head back to port. Oh, and don't forget to uninstall the game on your way out, sailor.
Welcome aboard the USS Gearing, one of the most powerful and versatile destroyers in your World of Warships today. Isn't she a beauty? With her powerful guns, punishing torpedoes, and amazing concealment, she can be deadly in the hands of good destroyer player. So is the game too reliant on destroyer gameplay? Is the outcome of a match solely in the hands of one player? This is a great discussion to find out if gameplay is truly broken. And to start this discussion, here's your host, Ripper.
In the mist of the morning, USS Gearing sails the deep. Leader of the pack, secrets to keep. Guns loaded, torpedoes glide. Through the water she rides with pride. USS Gearing, swift on the wave, braving the storm, bold and brave. With a heart of steel in ocean's roar, guarding freedoms through the war. Roaring through the mist, USS Gearing's on the prowl. Legendary upgrade, her foes throw in the towel. With better stealth, her guns never rest. In the dance of battle, she's simply the best. USS Gearing cuts.
Hey team, this is Rip here because you're doing fantastic. I get a fun video with the USS Gearing, and actually a discussion I was kind of pondering in my mind after watching several videos lately going about a topic that I kind of want to address and see if it actually plays out. Maybe World Gaming will maybe think about it. I don't know. I don't know if they even watch these videos, but as always, before we begin, lecture above, below, appreciate all the supporters of the channel. If you value what we're doing here today, smash this button, leave a comment, and thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoy the show and get something out of it. All right, right off the bat, radar. Biggest threat to a destroyer is radar. Obviously, I already knew I was in the realm here, but I didn't know the Brisbane was over here. But what do you do as a good destroyer player? Always analyze the threats. I hit my alt button or tab. You can do whatever. Look for the radars. This is Totero's mod. Totero. If you don't know what it is, it shows the radar rings on the map. It shows them on the lineup board, as well as has a nice digital number there to give you even more precise numbers. So I already knew Annapolis and Brisbane is right off the bat, but I don't know where they're at. So a good destroyer player is supposed to, when I didn't do really well there, it was kind of spot for them first and kind of identify where are the threats right off the bat. Now the discussion of today's video is, are destroyers OP in the sense of really they are the backbone of the game, not just necessarily the structure of it, but really the game itself. And I think we'll kind of analyze to see if it is a I would say OP system, because at first I thought, hey, carriers, ooh, nice torpedo hit there. Carriers and submarines were, broken, busted, whatever. Yeah, but let me rethink this and say, well, what about destroyers? Or can destroyers actually determine the situational aspect of the game, the outcome of it, and every aspect you can think of that was built into the game? And is it game breaking? Because I don't think people. Here's my theory and my hypothesis is that the destroyer is really the key component that can make or break a person's or player's enjoyment of the game. Like, you can literally have a destroyer player throw the game, control the game, do every aspect of the game that ruins the game for everybody else. And you notice that too, right? You always see matches go like, well, why isn't the destroyer this? Why isn't the destroyer that? You're already everybody's complaining about the destroyer. That's their problem. It's always blamed on the destroyer. And let's see if it actually is true. I mean, what does the destroyer provide, and why does it cause the game to kind of break down in every aspect? Because you do everything. And I've already, I'm a destroyer main, and obviously that's the reason why I picked it, because it does every aspect of the game. And let's kind of see if that theory holds water. Because look, what am I doing right off the bat? I'm capping, okay? So as a good destroyer player, what are you doing? You spot for the radars, you spot for the destroyers, and you're capping right off the bat. You're also providing intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, ISR for the team. Look, I'm already up to 49,000 spotting damage. You can't hit what you can't see, right? So what am I doing? I'm showing the entire team where the bad guys are at. I'm revealing the radar guys. See, Brisbane is there. Now look, when Totero shows me I'm definitely well within side of his threat ring, I got to get out of dodge. Otherwise, when he radars me, I'm spotted by everybody, and everybody, guess what, is going to fire at me. There it is. There's the radar, like I expected. Now, this is a nice mod here. You have it. Now, radar go a timer. So it tells you how long the radar will last. Usually I just assume 45 seconds-ish for Brisbane. Something that long, Moskva, say, whatever. Ooh, see, because that happened, He revealed himself. Boom, he gets blasted by the enemy. So this is a match where I'm going to show you what I'm doing all the things correctly as a destroyer player. Hopefully you get to learn from it. And guess what? Stick around for the next video where I do everything wrong. So that way you can see from both aspects of it. So, you know, you can't just show the right things. You also have to need to show the wrong things. So you can be a good destroyer player to analyze, hey, what can I do right? What can I do wrong? And avoid that. And that's how you learn. You learn from your mistakes, right? And I even got yelled at. And like I said, everybody thinks, oh, hey, that's a destroyer player. You can literally throw the game, or you can actually win the game, turn the tide of the battle. So again, what am I doing right now? I'm in front of my entire fleet, who again is sitting in the back. That's the reason why I think the game is busted, because everybody sits in the back, is passive, look, hiding behind islands. And you can't really win matches that way. I guess sometimes you could throw games that way. But really, guess what? Who's up front all the time? The destroyer player. I even have some kind of decent A's. There are some destroyers that actually have decent AAs in there. So I've looked at some of these cruisers and battleships. They have trash AA. So again, another aspect that is good for the destroyer. They have decent AA in the sense, and really can throw off, you know, especially I think with the concealment, that plane has to literally overfly you to just shoot at you. So you're revealing the airplanes and revealing so forth, other aspects. I'm also going to talk about the fact that the destroyer has the best concealing, I guess close to a submarine's concealment, where you can put smoke. And this is a normal destroyer that has smoke, right? What is the capabilities of a destroyer? Pop smoke. First, your concealment is already amazing. It's already 5.9 in the Gearing. You can do it other destroyers, but destroyers have some of the best concealment in the game. That's my argument, just like submarines do. Carriers have best concealment as well, because they're never there. They're always flying airplanes. The other one is the ability to pop smoke on demand, and your ability to just go hidden right away like a submarine goes underwater. And, ooh, nice torpedo hit right there. Again, look what we're doing. We're torping battleships, which causes them to turn around or get afraid or just change their entire game plan. You see, that is the power of what a destroyer player is going to do. Now, we'll look at the three things I'm doing right here. One, I'm spotting two ships. Right, I have a Sherman in front of me. I'm spotting the William to so people can fire at him. I'm also providing, you know, somewhat screening for torpedoes. AA. I'm also launching torpedoes in that direction. I'm also capping. Look, I'm doing 7 things at once, right? And then again, I have a Janan coming at Bravo. So again, I'm giving a lot of situational awareness for the entire team to figure out what to do and make a decision. Look, I'm also going to torp this cloud right here, because that's what good destroyer players do. Put the threat and pressure on the enemy destroyer so they don't also press your team. Again, the battleships and big ships, whatever, are all terrified of destroyers for some reason. They just run away and they don't want to look. Provided spotting from William de Erst. I get a assisted destruction ribbon there, and now I'm gonna go ahead and try to push this for Sherman. But then again, I rethought about it. You know what? I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna just let these torpedoes go in. We've already got all 3 caps in a sense. And I'm just going to come back around and screen for my battleships over here, protect the carrier. And again, just doing simple destroyer things. I'm not going well over beyond and trying so crazy hard to win a match. Look, my spotting is still up to 92,000 spotting damage there. 603,000 has been shot at me. I'm shooting down airplanes. I'm spotting. I'm capping. I'm torpedoing. I'm, you know, doing all the things a good destroyer is supposed to do. These are reversed, by the way. So we are winning the game. We have the majority of the caps. And really, what else is there to do? So, again, look what we provide. The destroyer has, like I said, the best concealment, has smoke, so I can go undetected. Like in this situation here, I'll show you again why it's so powerful, just like the submarine. Unfortunately, if a submarine goes underwater, it can't do certain aspects of the game. So, I still think that a destroyer beats the submarine in that regard. It beats a cruiser in that regard because it spots more than a cruiser would. A cruiser just sits there, has radar, and so forth, if it does have radar at all. Battleships are always in the back. So, again, I'm seeing a lot more positive things about the destroyer gameplay here that really can just name and, you know, break a game or win a game. And right here, I smoke up, I go undetected. I know that Schlieffen got hydro, but he has 5.5, I believe, or maybe his hydro's down. I think it's 6. It's 5.5 or 6. It's one of those. But either way, look, he's definitely not within that red ring, so it must be 5.5. He's well within it. But look, I'm just shooting him. He's trying to rush me. He can't see me, and then he goes down. He gets focus fire down. That is what the kind of threat you put on a battleship and an entire enemy team. And guess what? Now the other side doesn't really have an effective destroyer. The Sherman's out in the distance doing God knows what. And now I'm going to go cap Bravo. And again, the enemy team is I put at a disadvantage right now. They have the burden to push in and cap. I go in and cap here. I torp. And pretty much that's it. And okay, the Sherman's at Charlie. He was trying to cap. Unfortunately, he's constantly perma-spotted. So again, he's the only guy that can really do anything right now. And the entire team is relying on him. And look at what the battleships are doing. Again, battleships in the back. What are they going to do for the Sherman there? You know, and you see that's That's the threat a destroyer can provide. The fact that they won't push forward because they either see me or don't see me or think I'm there. And then they're relying so heavily on the Sherman. Again, it's working on the opposite team as well. They are relying so heavily to win the game based off of destroyer's gameplay. So guess what? If the Sherman did do something correctly or screwed up or threw the game or whatever, took a torp, the game's over. I mean, that's the level of enjoyment that people are going to take. Now watch this. Here's a good destroyer tactic here. I had better concealment. I go right off the bat. I spot. And then I'm going to go open up with guns, which definitely I'll just outgun him in this regard. I got 6 guns of his 3. And look, I'll just take him out. And boom, I did my job. I destroyed a destroyer. I took him out of the game. He could not cap. And guess what? Look what the enemy battleships are doing. They can't do anything. You see, had I not been there, the Sherman would have just run amok on the cap. They could have potentially, maybe. I'm not going to say it will happen, but rare chance they could come back. But again, the destroyer gameplay is very, very powerful in that regard. So I just ruined the game for the enemy team there just by being a good destroyer player. I literally did everything I was supposed to do. I spotted a cap that killed the destroyer. I removed all the threats, and now look, all the guys in the back and just this incomparable. I have no idea what he's doing. Des Moines, Colombo hiding behind the island. I mean, their enjoyment level is a little bit better because I'm here. What I'm doing. I mean, what service am I providing? And that guy's again, if I wasn't here, how would the game have gone? I played so many games to try to throw, and I did nothing. And literally, the match they literally have to work so much harder. I've noticed just by my presence not being, me not doing anything there, just being there and not almost kind of throwing the game, and it makes the game so much frustrating, more harder for my team. Now that's a match where I showed you what you're supposed to do as a good destroyer player, and hopefully that helps you and to see the aspects from that point of view. Now let's take a look at what you're not supposed to do and see how it actually can affect the game. And it took me a while to do this because I was trying to throw games like just by sitting there and not doing anything, and it was really difficult. But again, my natural instincts are also difficult not to play well. I just want to try to do it. Look, you'll be on the top of the team just doing basic destroyer gameplay things, and you'll improve your gameplay a lot. Now, again, forgive me. Again, I'm going to disclaimer alert. Forgive me, guys. I ruined the game. I didn't mean to do, I meant to do this on purpose for a study. So let's take a look at it. All right, here. So this game, shards, domination, basics kind of setup. Look at the map. No carriers and basic submarine right there. Okay. So nothing too crazy right here. This would be like any other game you probably see. I even have an advantage. I have divs and everything and so forth, right? Now, right off the bat, disclaimer, I apologize to everybody who's in this game. This was just for a mere study, and it took me a while to do this because I was trying to not do anything on several games, and I still won for some reason, not doing anything. I wasn't trying anything. But this one, I will not try as well. I literally will follow around Trump, and you can tell by the comments later that, like, is this guy a bot or something? It seemed kind of odd. And I don't think they knew who I was, so that was a good thing. But now you know. So right off the bat, what am I doing? I'm not going to spot. I'm literally behind the Trump. He will spot for the team. So I'm going to try to play as if I'm not here. And that means I won't launch my torpedoes. I won't smoke as much. I won't fire my guns. I'll do everything in my possible thing to be kind of a silent ghost and not doing it, and kind of show you what the game will look like and turn out without my assistance, without the destroyer gameplay, which tells me that the other ships are almost practically useless or not effective in that mode because they rely too heavily on the destroyer. So we'll take a look at that. So that means, does the game rely so heavily on the destroyer that it literally can break the game or throw the game because of one person's mistake or one person's control of the entire mechanism of the game? So right here, the Gearing. Notice that he just went in and threw himself away right there because he didn't realize there was a radar cruiser. Puerto Rico slaps him like that, smacking that ass back to port, and then he's gone. So what are we going to do? Again, I'm not going to try. Normally, I would go into the cap or smoke up or try to spot or try to do something effective. Again, I wouldn't rush because I see the Colbert there. I would try to be on the outskirts, kind of flank, kind of like what I'm doing now. Again, I'm not providing any kind of spotting or, threat or anything to the red team here because I'm so far out of the match. This is something you should not do. You should not be way out here on the flanks, behind islands, can't spot, can't torp, can't do anything, can't put your guns on. But guess what we're doing over here? The entire friendly team, notice they're all at Charlie. They're all grouped up right here. So this was kind of a nice cover right here because I was kind of like, okay, I'm over here with my friendly team. So guess what? Where we're not at. So we are not. There are no destroyers at Bravo, and there are no destroyers at Alpha. Obviously gone right there. We lost one of our Shermans out here. And look, battleship in retreat. Go to the A line. Thunderer in the B line. Schlieffen out to the B line. B9, B10. Golden Luz and Utrecht's behind the island, cover and Vampire in the Yamato. Look what this battleship, at least he had the balls to move forward. However, because the game favors destroyers so much, he has the concealment, he has the advantage, he can spot, and everybody will focus fire on him while the 2 destroyers are in the back. So right off the bat there, that Yamato player right here will not have an enjoyable game because of poor destroyer gameplay. Normally, what I would do, I would be right there. You see the Tromp is out front. Normally, I would be down there hunting the Tromp down and trying to dissuade him. Unfortunately, Montana slaps Yamato. He's gone. And now, look, I'm just kind of speeding up the game so you can see how this is developing because I'm not doing anything. I'm not spotting. I'm not torping. I'm not gunfighting. And notice how our team slowly starts to wither down. The game starts to break down just because of my one gameplay right there, which tells you how crucial this gearing in the game right now is, which makes it kind of busted in the sense, or too reliant upon, because the other players just can't figure out what to do. We lose our submarine right there. Colombo is way far in the back. 2 cruisers behind islands at Charlie. Thunderer is going to rush to his death. Schlieffen still in the back, can't do anything. Vampire's going to try to duke this out alone. So you can see how I'm just looking at my mini-map here. Just look, you pay attention to the mini-map on the right here and figure out, watch what's going on and how this game is breaking down for my team. I'm going to follow the Tromp right here. Again, I'm just going to be a ghost. I'm going to be shadow to show that I'm not in the game. And just to show that if one player did this, they could just throw the game. And literally, that means that if I tried right now, I could totally win the game. That tells me that the game is too reliant upon my gameplay. Do you see that it's not balanced in the sense of the Utrecht, Goldenlau, or the Schlieffen can come back and win the game? No, it's too heavily reliant on me. Summers is now behind us. I'm not going to fire down. I'm going to let him kind of duke it out, see if he can take down the Tromp. Even without me helping the Tromp here, the Tromp is surviving pretty dang well. So kudos to you for being a good destroyer player. Summers over here is trying to, do his thing. He's spotting Z42 as well. So let's turn back around. Again, notice I haven't fired the guns or done anything, so I'm not trying to, actively participate at all. And to see if I'm taken out of the game, well, what would happen? It would almost be like as if I had died early in the game. So look, Tromp is being shot at. Again, I'm not doing anything. Z42 smokes up. He has 6-kilometer hydro. What can the Tromp do right here? He can't really do anything, just run away. Look, notice our teams are slowly withering away. They're slowly dying, and I haven't done anything right now, right? But had I been out front, spotting, torping, maybe it'd have changed the tide of the game, right? There's Z42. He's going to go one-on-one with the Tromp. Not a fair fight in that sense, but I thought the Tromp would have better AP to go against the Tromp here, but I think the Tromp had a little bit more HP health advantage on him. I was just kind of watching this, see who would win. And looks like Z42 didn't have enough smoke, enough hydro. We lose a couple of our teammates. Tromp, good job there, taking out the... Look how powerful that Tromp is. Had he died, now the rest of the team would have run amok and win. Now, I'm not gonna cap this, but I had to sell this so the other team wouldn't kind of catch on that I'm doing a experiment here. So I'm going to go in and out of the cap, and just delay capping as much as I can. And notice that isn't a key component of the game. If you don't cap, you don't win majority of the time, right? Eventually. Not right off the bat, but over the long term of the game. So again, that is a crucial aspect of the game. Notice that the battleships and the cruisers are not capping. So again, heavily reliant upon the destroyer player. Now, the submarine, if he was in here, he can't cap sometimes when he's underwater. So that's another problem with submarines. They can't cap underwater, which is probably the good mechanic. But that tells you that we're still reliant on the destroyer player. So Tromp and me are sitting here in Bravo. He goes out of the cap. Now notice we both leave the cap here. Again, we delay the cap as much as possible. And again, that is how you could throw the game. So you see how one player can really create havoc on the friendly team here? Let's see. Well, I'll purposely try to shoot this Montana open fire. I'm just trying to see what I can do. I'm not going to try. You're not supposed to do this as a destroyer player, like open water gunboat against a Montana without enough support. I mean, I theoretically could if he was low enough to health, but he's got a lot of super heal, or not super heal, but a decent amount of heals, good reload. You know, the American Montana, it's got a great survivability. I think the legendary mod or unique upgrade allows you to survive a little bit better as well. Let's see here. Watch it. You're not supposed to do this. I was literally supposed to cap undetected using my concealment, not open fire, not open water gunboat. But hey, look, I'm just doing my best to try to not be an effective destroyer player here. Okay, he's gonna shoot. Look, I'm trying my darndest here to get shot at, and he's resetting me every time he hits me. So again, I'm delaying the cap. Okay, I finally cap. I wasn't supposed to do that, but hey, I had to sell this thing, otherwise people will catch on. I'm trying to make this so unbiased as possible, or they don't catch on or notice what I'm doing. Okay, so we killed him on town. My God. I mean, I was even trying there. I'm just kind of like, okay, come on, shoot me. All right. Now look at where the game is right now. They are winning by 174 points right now, 174. The Schlieffen's so far away right now, capping Alpha and Bravo. Now look, it's so dependent upon me now because when the timer was up, we are losing. So the only way to win this game is for me, the Destroyer player, to go hunt down the Summers, which is, the Summers has the best, some of the best concealment in the game. Yeah, he has 5.8. He outspots me. He can go run away, go around. They are actually in win condition right now based on the timer. So the only way for us to win this game is for me, the Destroyer player, to go hunt down this Destroyer and then go cap. Notice that the Guten Lao can't do anything, and the Schlieffen's too far back to do anything. Again, that means one player, this USS Gearing right in the background here that you're seeing, has control over the entire outcome of the game. Is that not so dependent upon one player right there? You see, so it's kind of a one-sided bias, broken, too structured in that regard that it does not give every player an enjoyable game fight, because now the Guten Lao and the Schlieffen are relying upon me, just me alone, and this is what I've seen in the majority of matches right here, that this is how the gameplays work, and that's why people complain about Destroyer player gameplay, that it's not effective, the game's busted, broken. It's just not an enjoyable experience. The weekend games are being thrown off the bat. The Destroyer player gameplay is lacking. And that's why I do these videos. I want to show you that, hey, we need more Destroyer players. You need to get better at your game at it because it is the key component of the game. Destroyer gameplay is absolutely so fun. I think it's way more enjoyable than a battleship sitting in the back. Even in ranked and competitive, the Destroyer gameplay is crucial. Now watch this right off the bat here. This is what you're not supposed to do, okay? And forgive me, wargaming community out there. I did this for an experiment purposes. I will not do this again. But I'm going to show you what I'm not going to attack this guy, like I normally would. Normally, I would win this gunfight and whatnot. But I'm going to show you what not to do. And then if I had died early on the game, that means the Summers would have won this game outright by himself. You see that the Destroyer gameplay is that crucial and that key component. So I was literally just firing all around him. I was going to let him kill me. I was going to shoot all around and make it look like I'm trying. But watch. So had I had like 1 health left, he would have won the game. Summers done a great job. He got Confederate, by the way. Look at that. And then the cruiser player can't do anything about it. Too far away. Battleship's too far away to help me out. And I'm dead. Okay, I did that. Now watch. Look what happens here. The game literally goes into their favor. And everybody's like thinking I'm a bot. It's so funny. Everybody's like, oh, what happened here? Yeah, but had I died early on the game, the Summers would have won the game anyway. So it tells you that one player can really just win an outright game, or one player could throw the game. So it works in both fashions. One Destroyer player can win the game, and one Destroyer player can throw the game, which means it's relying upon just one system, one player, which I think is pretty poor right there. So you notice I didn't do anything. Look, 2 poor Destroyer players, poor Destroyer gameplay, and right off the bat right there shows you, but look, good Destroyer player up in the front here, and that can literally throw the tide of the game and actually affect the game that heavily. So is that not game busting or broken, or I don't know what other term there is to use to say that it's just too reliant upon the game player, or is it favoring the game player aspect? That's my kind of analysis of it. I'm showing you all the receipts. I'm showing the examples here. The build a bit at the end of the video as always, but you guys let me know. I'm kind of open to discussion about this. Like, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that the Destroyer game player structure is just too reliant and too broken, too busted? In that regard, it damages the enjoyment of the game for the rest of the player base, and what can we do about it? So, as always, I hope you enjoyed the videos again. Again, I promise I won't do that again. I'll actually try to play the game better than I displayed there. But we're doing this for experiment purposes. All right, hope you guys do well. I'm back from camping. And as always, if you see me out there, make sure you say hello. Take care. Cheers.